Grandma DC here. And oh, did I screw up. I had some film footage when we went to Columbia. I went to a new hospital, MU, in Columbia, Missouri. Please forgive the noise in the background. My neighbor is always on some sort of machinery. It doesn't matter day or night. And I just decided I had to do this update because so many of you have been asking me about the cancer. As you know, I've been fighting with military insurance. When the current administration got into office, they cut back TRICARE for dependents. As a matter of fact, they even got rid of mammogram machines on base, made it really hard for women to get mammograms or dependents. And so I've been fighting that. I've been fighting the whole insurance thing. Scud, leave Bart alone, please. Oh, he's so ornery. Look at this ornery thing outside. She really thinks she has something getting to come outside now. That's the baby kitty we've been raising on a bottle. Oh, good girl, potty outside. We're happy about that. I digress. We had footage and I accidentally formatted my my camera. I'm so used to just formatting it before I start a video, and I forgot we had filmed for a whole day yesterday. Sorry, Pam. Pam filmed the doctor visit via telephone. She was outside in the car. I think the sound quality wasn't good. You probably wouldn't have been able to hear it anyway. So now I have a new doctor. I have a new hospital. It's 2 hours away. We started off in Clinton, Missouri. Couldn't get a mammogram there. That took almost a month. Then we went to Bothwell. Took another couple of weeks to try to get a mammogram set up there. And then it was, we're sending you over to Bothwell and Sedalia to the hospital oncology. Oncology there would not make me an appointment because they couldn't get the approvals and referrals. They said I had to do it. And then when I called my company, HealthNet, TRICARE, they were like, no, you don't have the authorization to get your own authorization. We went through that for, a couple of weeks. Finally made it to Western Missouri in Warrensburg, Missouri, where I was sent to a surgeon who apparently didn't like her oncology department and refused to talk with them or make appointments, and her office also could not get authorization papers. So I had appointments with oncologists that were canceled. I ended up getting put on prednisone for some tests that they finally got scheduled, but one doctor wrote 150 milligrams of prednisone on Monday, and then the other doctor wrote 150 milligrams of prednisone on Tuesday. And having been a certified med tech and having worked in social work field, for years, taking care of challenged people, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. And I knew that 300 milligrams of prednisone in a 2-day period was probably not the best idea in the world. It messed me up pretty good, guys. I gotta tell you anyway. The techs caught it, and they caught it, and I talked about it. They separated it by 4 days, but went through some emotions and some crying and stuff like that. But that's going to happen when you get breast cancer, and I'm terrified of meds. So we'll have to tell you how the day went yesterday. And there are some revelations that really shocked me about breast cancer and some of the beliefs that I have held for years. Maybe you hold those beliefs. And the things I asked and the things I was told, like I said, the video probably wouldn't have come through. You couldn't have heard the doctor anyway. But, so I'll just have to tell you. Sorry, you'll have to take my word. Pam drove me and we got to Ellis Fish Shell yesterday. Now, this was a whole new ball of wax. We didn't realize how long it would take to drive. We left ourselves 3 hours and we got there in about an hour and 45 minutes. It took us a while to find the place. Because we were using Google. I hate that woman. Turn left in 1,000 feet. And she tried to take us out through the country, and it's like, no, we're going down I-70, Anyway, she wouldn't take us to the parking lot. She took us somewhere else, but we did ask and finally found it. Thank you, Google. I hate that. I hate that thing. Anyway, so we had to wait for an hour or so. My daughter showed up. She had permission to come in with me. Because of the COVID virus, you're not allowed to have people in there with you. But we had special permission because it was my first visit, and you need somebody there to listen. And Pam was in the car on phone, filming and listening also, so she could also ask questions. And they approved that, which I was really happy about. So I get in there, and long story, trying to make it shorter. All right. We get in there, and I talk with the surgeon. You have to see a surgeon first before you can see an oncologist. But the difference here was that not only did I see a surgeon, I saw an RN. And I got to meet with a personal, like assistant person who is going to try to organize all my appointments and make sure I get to the appointments. And if I have any questions, I can call her, and her name's Elise. I think I can remember that. She spells hers with a Y and mine's with an I, but she was really nice, a young girl, so she's kind of a social worker type. She does paperwork. And we discussed the problem with TRICARE Prime, and we discussed the problem with dependent military insurance. And she said, yes, it's horrible. The military always cuts back the dependents and take care of their own, as they say. But if you're a dependent, that's the first place they cut. And how I got off of my antidepressants, because when the current administration got in office, they cut back to buy more bullets and more weapons of mass destruction. So who lost doctors? Me. Couldn't get my depression meds refilled, so I had to wean off. Do y'all remember that? I got the little note that said you can't come on base anymore, and I was like, how am I going to get my meds refilled? So when I went in, the first thing they said was, what kind of medications are you on? And I'm like, I take ibuprofen occasionally. And they're like, you're the first person we've ever had of your age that was in here not taking anything. And I'm like, there's a reason. Terrified of drugs. My daughter's like, we're going to need a psychiatrist. Probably. You know, I mean, it's a big phobia with me. And now I'm going into something where I'm going to have to take a lot of drugs. So they said, we'll line that up. We'll get that for you. We'll get you a social worker. We'll get you a psychiatrist. We'll get you a dietitian. That brings me to a whole nother thing. We did blood tests, chest x-rays, EKGs, all these tests that were probably the first ones I should have had done. But they did them. They got back the MRIs and the CT scans and everything that I did manage to get done at Western in Warrensburg. Thank heavens I got those done. And I guess the point is that after all the consideration and everything, it's going to be 2 more weeks. It's okay. They're discussing it. They're analyzing. They've got to get a lymph gland biopsy. Now, you remember in Warrensburg, she wanted to put a port in me and do a lymph gland biopsy before I ever saw an oncologist. And she said she was going to put me on sodium pentothal. There was a chance of pneumothorax, blah, 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 blah. You know, when someone tells you, there's a chance I could puncture your lung, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence. I canceled that appointment. Okay? Thanks, David. Could you, like, keep it down? And I canceled that appointment because I didn't trust her by that point. So I talked to this one. She says, oh, yeah. She says, well, we will be putting a port in as soon as we get all the people together and get your cocktail of what you're going to need for this particular tumor, which is about 4 inches. And it has infiltrated my lymph glands. They're certain of that. So we were discussing that it looked like there might be some lymph involvement over here. They think my hip isn't it. They think the broken rib isn't cancer. Good news, good news, good news. If the lymph glands have traveled over here, it was a stage 3, but she said later after researching and looking at, she says, I think most of your lymph gland involvement is over here. I'm going to call you at just under a 3, like a 2B. I said, I will take anything less than a 4, because I was told 4 at Warrensburg. So that is, whew, you know, being at stage 2B, anything under 3 it ups your odds of survival. Okay, so that was, I thanked her profusely for all the information. So then this led us to talking about dietary. It's good, it's after the kitty again. So it's going to be talking about dietary. And I know this is something that my channel has particularly focused on for a while. You know, guys, I'm raw vegan, vegetarian, old woman just trying to get healthy, trying to see if diet would change anything, would take any of the weight off of me, because, you know, I can't lose weight. Gastric bypass didn't even work for that long, you know, and it's like, what do? You know, carnivore, great for pain. Got rid of the pain. Probably put off my seeking help, actually, because, you know, I was feeling better. I had more energy. I had less pain. Keto, carnivore, fantastic for inflammation, arthritis, things like that. As a matter of fact, the cancer surgeon, she was like, yeah, great for inflammation, won't do diddle for cancer. So I said, well, what about sugar? Sugar feeds cancer, right? I mean, this is a belief that we all hold. I hold, you hold, we all hold this belief. She's like, yeah, don't make any difference. Not what type of cancer you have, not with this breast cancer. She said, it's an aggressive HER2, high hormonal thing. I'll have to be on hormone blockers for the rest of my life. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever works. Meds, pills. Ugh. But, so dietary, we haven't talked to the dietitian yet. I'm hoping to maybe get that recorded and not format my camera. Sorry, Pam. But, so I was really shocked by that. So then the other thing was, what are you going to do with your animals? You're going to be on chemo. You're going to have no immune system. You can't have pets. I asked. And this surgeon was like, that's nonsense. You should keep all your pets. They keep you alive. They keep you going. They're what feeds your soul. And I'm like, I like this place. I know, it's just like, they're just telling you what you want to hear, but she was serious about that the pets were okay. That was a relief, because we got those 3 baby puppies, which the 2 I am getting rid of have homes. Getting rid of, that's a terrible thing to say. I am rehoming. They have homes. The 2 little haired ones. So we're just keeping Dobby. And that was quite the revelation. 2 weeks, Friday's coming up. This is Tuesday, which was trash day. My kids didn't take the trash out because I was gone yesterday. Forgot to remind them. So this Friday, they're not going to be there. This is like a group of oncologists and doctors, and they all get together and talk to one another, which was real shocking for me, having come from where I come from and nobody's talking to anybody. Okay. She said they're all going to get together and talk, but not this Friday. Not this Friday, because you know my luck. That's right. This Friday is some sort of vacation for everybody. I don't know. They're not going to be there. So it will be the Friday after. So 2 weeks, they're going to have a tumor council, and they will talk about me specifically. She said, in the meantime, they really want to get the biopsy of the lymph glands, and they want to possibly put the port in. I asked her about that because of the pneumothorax and being put out with sodium pentothal and all of that. And she says, oh, yeah. She says, we don't knock you out. She says, we numb you up. She says, there's not really any reason to knock you out completely. I said, oh my, wow. Scary, but so much better. I hate being surgery, knocked out and trying to breathe and wake back up. And so we'll see. She said, well, sometimes we do, but she says, we'll see. Oh, that was, wow. Revelations. I mean, completely shocking that sugar, she said, doesn't feed this kind of cancer. I don't know about other kind of cancers, but this breast cancer, she says sugar doesn't matter. Also, she had no suggestions for dietary. I was like, is there some, like, vegan, raw vegan, all vegetables, whatever? And she's like, whatever. So we're going to talk to a dietitian. My daughter, who is an amateur dietitian, more of a rabid amateur dietitian. So don't pay her. She has like 5 apps on her phone, you know. She keeps track of everything. Has decided that she wants to do a whole foods balanced, you know, 1,500 calories or whatever the dietitian is. And she's like, Mom, you've never tried that. And I'm like, yeah. When I was a kid, I was on many 1,500 calorie diets, 1,000 calorie diets, 1,800 calorie diets. They don't work and they're miserable, but I'm willing to do anything. I said, you know what? Because of my channel, because I'm always trying to get healthy, I am willing to let her prep the meals, and then I'll follow whatever my daughter says, and we'll just give that a try, and we'll be discussing it along the way. But she said before the 2 weeks is up, I may be on chemo. She says we don't necessarily have to convene the tumor council to look at all the stuff and decide what cocktail of chemicals that I need to help start shrinking this. She didn't feel my broken rib had anything to do with the cancer. That was a relief, I gotta tell you. So there's the update, guys. Hope I didn't leave anything much out. Sorry, I deleted the footage of me in the doctor's office. I even got a whole sonogram I think Pam got on film. And I went and formatted. Yeah, I'm the greatest YouTuber ever. Not. But if you want to keep up with the insanity and see what happens with a fairly advanced aggressive breast cancer, I'm certainly wondering what's going to happen. And I do still have my laying chickens. I didn't get rid of all of them because we're going to be needing some organic eggs, I'm sure, for these recipes my daughter's going to do for me. And I want to show you the puppies. Let's do something lighter. Remember that mullein plant I've been showing you? Look, it's blooming. Isn't that beautiful? My daughter's going to like make some syrup or cough syrup or something out of it. But these are the most gorgeous wild plants when they come up. I think they used to be English garden plants and they escaped. There's the girls. There's Horace's son. Bloody murder scream. We just let the roosters, Sarama roosters, go. Nobody wanted them, so they are running free. So here's the ladies. I haven't let them out yet today. Hazel usually comes out and feeds, waters, and lets them out. Hello, girls. You have eggs today? Do we have eggs? Oh, why is the trim broke off? Did something try to get in? That's weird. Oh, someone's laying an egg. Sorry. Okay. Here's the new, what we call the baby layers. They haven't started laying yet because they're too young. But we've got 4 of the sex links and 1 friendly who's an Araucana in there. Why do you guys always come over here and hide when I go to film? In the chicken pen area, we have the mullein patch. So we have plenty of mullein this year. Like I said, I didn't plant any of this. All came up on its own. And here's the babies. This is Tippy. Of course, you all are going to get to know Dobby very well. There's my little girl. She opened her eyes yesterday. And this is Cole. Cole has a wonderful mama who can't wait until he is big enough to adopt. And look how big he is compared to Dobby. And their mama's taking really good care of them because they are shiny and healthy and so cute. I think Mima wants to adopt Tippy. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. Yes, Daddy, you did a good job. Hello, Betsy. Don't step on the babies. Well, Mama says, my babies need to be back in their pen. Okay, Maggie. I'll put them back. Okay. And my daughter got the top up on the camper. She bought me a new crank that she found. And she wants to start remodeling it and fixing the... Of course, it's leaked over the months and years. And she wants me to plan on going crystal digging in Arkansas like Mom and I tried. And the truck went... and we never could afford another truck. I said, it's kind of stupid since I won't be able to afford another truck. But she says I should be looking forward to the future and making plans. So along the way, I think she and I are going to be working on remodeling that again. And she says, who knows, maybe a couple of years from now when I'm done with chemo and breast cancer, we'll be able to find a truck to put under it and I can go crystal digging in Arkansas or to Ren fairs or pagan festivals or something fun and do some camping like I always wanted to do. She says it's something to plan for in the future. So I just wanted to end this by thanking everyone who has donated on my PayPal down on my homepage, my YouTube family. It's really helped with the gas money back and forth to Columbia, Missouri, and MU, Ellis Fischel. I have high hopes now, well, high, as high as my hopes ever get, of maybe surviving this. Whereas before I really didn't have any hope, and now it looks like that I am going to get treatment. I am going to get a team of doctors together. They seem to be really on the ball there. So follow along on the adventure, and I love you all. And thanks for subscribing and all the outpouring of love and just watching the video. It also helps generate a little bit of income. And hi to Jeannie, Melissa, Maggie, Terry, so many of you. I can't name everybody. But know that I hear you and I appreciate everything.